We're live. I did this so I can kind of get set up a little bit here. Plus, maybe some of you guys are hanging out, waiting for this thing to start. I been working on tractors all day, and I'll be honest, I'm not feeling the best in the world right now. So I'm gonna try to do this for an hour, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm trying to get my chat set up here on my other computer. It's being a little bit of a pain actually. So what's up, everybody? Jax, Randy, what's up, Steve? I know it's been a while, Jax. How you doing, man? Hope everything's going good. There we go. I finally got the other chat to come up. Sometimes it's just super slow. I don't know what the deal is. There we go. Now I can see the chat and actually read everything. What's up, Hunter? Harold? What's up, Farm Trucking? Ivan, how's it going? MF Farms, what's up? Hey, what's up, Tad? How you doing, bud? How you feeling? Hope everybody's improving at your house. I know you're a little bit under the weather there, so hope everything's going good. So I've got some tile plows here. I'm actually going to pull them out. It's all good, Jax. Totally understand, my friend. Trust me, I get it. Stuff happens. You get busy. Totally get it. Much better. That is good to hear. Yeah, I was been thinking about you, so I'm glad to hear you're on the mend. All right, let's see. Where Steve is working on some toys himself. Very nice. It's a good day for that. It's not bad outside, but it's not warm outside either. I don't know about over in Ohio there, but yeah, it's a good toy day here. The sun finally came out though. First time we've seen the sun in several days, so we'll take that for sure. What's up, CW? Long time no see. Snow in there. Oh boy. Ah, thanks, Hunter. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll show that puppy off once I get these unpackaged here. Just finished it up. I was waiting on some paint to dry on some projects I'm working on, and anyway, I thought I'd make myself a little truck while I'm at it. So, hauling concrete blocks, that's exciting stuff. It's so foggy in Virginia, it's miserable. Ooh, 8 to 12 inches of snow. No thanks. Hey, what's up, Dave? Hey, Kelly. Oh yeah. I'm glad. I hope you can get some use out of those. So I hope you like them and can use those cleaners and filters. So these are just, I'm gonna throw it out there from my buddy Jay Rolchin, Dirtworks Customs. So if you want some of these Dirtworks Customs, or come see me at Richmond, Indiana, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Haha. Okay, it's time to start making end of the year jokes. Um, I know everybody just groaned. I'm sorry. Um, anyway, gonna have a bunch of these. Got some pull type ones as well. Pretty much after the jam. So I've had for several shows in a row, and actually last year at Richmond, somebody asked me if we had any hitch mounted or pull type tile plows, and at the time, I did not. But I knew Jay had some and was making some, so I finally got together with him and got a nice batch of tile plows here. So Holland wood shavings. Okay, that's interesting. Built 3 105 food cedars today. Borgos. Very cool. That's very cool. What's up, Tyrite? How's it going? Gonna be heading to sublet this year in March. I don't think so. Man, I really would like to get up to that show though. But I don't think we're gonna be able to make it. Yeah, so this guy kind of got parts from a little bit of everybody. So this started as a green light dually driver Ram. So kind of nothing special there, except for the red Rams are getting harder to find. I bought several because Dogtown is going to use red Rams as their trucks. So Dogtown Farms has got the blue Ram that my buddy Scott built me, and it's going to be his. So it'll be used on the farm, but on Dogtown Ag, we're going to go with red Rams. For the farm, wife sells tile for time. Well, that's hilarious. You know, time well tile is like 30 minutes from my house, right? Like that's kind of crazy to think that there's that connection that we live so far away, but still kind of got that connection. That's hilarious. The red, yes, the rack is Kyle's. Yeah. So, oh, got something for me. I like the sounds of that. I got two things for you that got to get sent out here this week. Um, long story, but you'll like them. um, yeah, this is a Kyle headache rack. I really like it a lot. It's kind of the mesh type of rack, and you can see it's got a lot of nice little detail here on the side. Ooh, I don't think I got that seated just perfect, or I'm gonna blame that on that bed actually, but I can still reseat that if I need to. And then wheels and tires come from Chucky. So if you guys, what's up, Dave? How are you doing? Um, so if you guys, looking for some of those, hit up Chucky. Uh, Over here, I just made a nice exhaust out of a piece of aluminum tubing. They can get it pretty much any hobby store. And the front rack is from Jay Rolchin at Dirtworks Customs. So I've been deciding if it's too wide. You scaled it for him. I don't think it is. I kind of like it actually. I think it looks pretty sweet on there. Anyway, it looks great on this truck. I've got it on another. Actually, I got it on another truck right here too. This one actually got it on a Chevy, which I don't use Chevys too much, but got it on the back of that. This is chromed out, obviously. Actually fits the Chevy perfectly. So yeah, I think that's pretty spot on, at least for that Chevy. Like I said, the Ram. I don't know. Maybe the bed hangs a little bit over, but I don't know. I like it. Looks good to me. Oh yeah, Bo. Okay, gotcha. I should have known. I knew that. Yeah, I should have known that. What's up, Bo? The anhydrous tanks are from Jeremy Richards. I do have some kits. I mean, I'll probably do up some more, um, but they're his kits that I'm getting, and I've been building out and trying to get to shows and stuff like that. So, oh, got a deer field sprayer. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, Minnesota Customs. Appreciate that. Finished the Steiger Bearcat custom. New wheels, hydraulic lines. Very cool. Like to hear that. Yeah, that's super cool. What's up, Hummel Farms? Sorry I missed you coming in there earlier. Yeah, so anyway, one thing you'll notice, and I think I've done this with almost every Ram I've got, is I did knock the mirror off. And it seems like it's always the passenger side. It's over on the workbench. I just didn't have time to glue it back on before the live because I actually knocked it off as I was setting it down for the live. So it's kind of frustrating. But for whatever reason, these green light Rams, those mirrors are not very good on there. They're not stuck on too good. So I kind of brought this over for a couple of reasons. One, I just wanted to show you the parts and kind of shout out all my buddies that did this. So like the brush guard, yeah, thanks, yeah, yeah, that'd be cool, Bo. I'm working on some applicators too, but they're coming a little slower than I wanted them to. Lives never play in HD. Huh. I will I don't know. I'll investigate because yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do on my end or not. Because yeah, we obviously want these to be super awesome. Um, and it could be something with our internet even. I don't know. We're in a small town and internet's iffy here, so anyway, I don't know. But yeah, so I was wanting to show you guys this truck. So a couple things. Like I almost feel like I need to lift the front end a little bit. Like I almost got a little bit of a rake to it. Like if it just was up, I'm just gonna say 2 or 3 millimeters, it would sit level. But at the same time, I kind of like it. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. Kind of looks cool to me. Um, I kind of like the rake. It's almost like, you know, dragster. I don't know. It's just different looking. I'm not a huge jacked up truck guy, but I do think, some nice mud tires and things like that look really cool. Then of course I kept it simple as far as headache rack and all that goes. But I was kicking around either doing like a CB antenna back here, or maybe even doing some antennas on the mirrors. So I don't know, just thoughts. Um, Kind of open to ideas on that. Obviously, I did the exhaust on the back. We could always put something in the bed too, but I don't know if I'm too necessarily concerned about that. I think that's probably going to pull a gooseneck a lot. So, what's up, Kyle? Glad to see you made it. I was just showing off your headache rack to everybody and how sweet it looks on these two trucks. Just added a John Deere air seeder. And, oh, how do you like that Coon manure spreader? I wanted to pick one of those up last weekend and I forgot. Oh well, that's the way it goes. I'll get one eventually. I bet it has, Chase. But I appreciate you checking in, and I hope you guys can just keep moving forward there. Make some leaf springs and drop the front axle. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm. That's I think you're onto something there, Dave, because it's just got that look. It's got that dragster look, and it would look nice if it, like I said, if it just a mill or two up, just a little bit more, that would just even that out. I think it would really make that look good. So you maybe I need to make me some leaf springs for that guy. Ooh, I like the sound of that bandsaw. That's cool. I have a question from your website. Do you do shippings to Spain? Because I live there and wanted to buy some. So I tried. So I need to check because I tried to check for somebody else to ship to South Africa, and it turns out I couldn't from my local postal service for whatever reason. But I know I can ship to Canada and I can ship to England. So I don't know. I one thing I can tell you is I gotta check. Malachi is here. What's up, Malachi? What is the orange tractor? This fella is an Alice Chalmers that needs some help. It's let's call it a really light custom, but I dropped the tractor and I knocked off a bunch of like my work lights back here. It has the what Alice Chalmers called the stadium lights up top. Knocked those off, and so now that I've got it here on the display, and I kind of got it over there by the shop, like it's ready to go in to the shop. I don't know, just thinking about what can I do to take this kind of even farther than just a light package. So I don't know if I'll replace the wheels and tires or not. I actually kind of like these from Ertel. I mean, they're not perfect, but they don't look bad. Obviously, could use like a fuel cap. There's some handrails that could go on here. Um, I don't know, just little things like that. Like I'm kind of kicking around. Obviously, run the hydraulic lines. I think you can see I did put a handrail on the cab, but I believe there's another one. I don't know if you can see that or not, actually, but there is a handrail on the cab. Um, anyway, just a light custom needs some attention to say the least. So sounds pretty busy there, Malachi. I've got yeah, we've got printers running, got paint drying behind me on some tile plows, some of the pull type versions of these plows. So yeah, things have been busy. Um, it's just kind of been nutty. Put a leveling kit on that ram. Yeah, few seconds delayed on the live. I'll be darned. Gonna have to look into to ways I can solve that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not as techy as I once was, unfortunately, but I'm always willing to look into it. Let's see. While we're pulling tractors out, check out this beast. This came from Carson Bryan. Um, I mean, I love a Steiger, right? And those LSWs are super cool. So, yeah, What the heck? Need a nice big beefy tractor to put on anhydrous with. So that's what Dogstown. That's what Dogtown is gonna use. I saw a guy the other day, and he put tracks on one of these anniversary tractors, which is neat. But I kind of was kicking around using an actual quad track for that, so that it kind of looked a little more correct, versus it looked like a wheel tractor that they threw tracks on. Nothing wrong with that, but holy cow! Thanks, Tad. I sure appreciate that. Yeah, I got you there. I hear you with the mail. I've got 3 packages kind of in limbo right now in the mail, and it's super frustrating. Because I try to get stuff to people as quick as possible, and it's really frustrating when you can see tracking and it's just sitting. That annoys me, but it is what it is. It's the holidays. I get it. Like it's kind of be crazy probably. Yeah, the uncustomized Alice. Well, let's just call it needs restoration. Safety yellow case. That is definitely unique. That's neat. That's really cool. Anything new coming out for 2023 that's good? Yes. Oh, you might want to know what, huh? Um, yes. So for me, the most, I don't want to say most exciting. Gosh, I guess I need to try to remember here because I literally just finished the article on some new products for the toy farmer that are coming. Um, I'm also going back to make sure I didn't miss anybody. What's up, Taking Tractor Videos? Sorry I missed you there. Take that, Alice. Put a Tim Holker 85. I actually have an 8550 Tim Holker kit. It's kind of in the other room there. So they use it at the local airport. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, so new toys that are coming out, 8760 from John Deere. So it's going to be based off that 8960 that we got last year for the National Farm Toy Show. Pretty much the same everything, different decals. There will be a dusty chaser of that, or muddy chaser, whatever you want to call it. There will be a chaser. Ertel says one in every case, I think. So that means 1 out of 12 is a chaser, I think, is how that's going to work. Could be 1 out of 6. I don't remember. But if you want one, they should be out there. I'm sure they'll be more than the regular, but I would kind of be shocked um, if we see astronomical prices on those because it seems like there's going to be a lot of them. Should do a Ford dually farm truck. Kind of interesting you mentioned that, Minnesota Customs. I'm working on one right now. It's over on the other workbench, and it's getting a set of Chucky's wheels and tires that I kind of painted up a silver color. And I've been trying to decide what headache rack, not what headache rack, what front bumper guard I'm going to put on there. It's getting a Kyle headache rack. It's the only headache rack I have. Um, but it's getting a Kyle headache rack, a Noonmaker Manufacturing, if you guys want to check that out, by the way. NoonmakerMFG.net. So, is SpecCast coming with anything new in 2023? Yes. Yes, they are. Let's see. What's kind of. Let me think about what. So, the tricky thing is what can I tell you about? And I'm not saying that to like be like, oh, I know something you guys don't know. I'm saying that so that I don't get fired from my job at like the toy farmer or something. Uh, so, stuff like that. One of the other really cool things coming, this will be an Ertel though, is there's an 8RX coming with a 24 row planter and looks pretty cool. Excited to have a 24-row planter. It's going to fold and everything like it should. The frame on that's going to be die cast, and then the parts will be plastic detail parts and things like that. And then the 8RX is going to have fertilizer tanks on it. So that's a first that I can think of from a factory tractor with fertilizer tanks, and I'm excited about that. I just think it's going to be neat. Ertel did a nice job on the 8RXs anyway, so add something like fertilizer tanks to it. I think it's going to look pretty cool. do a ranch hand style bumper. That would be super cool. I actually have a DMI style bumper that I got for the rear that I got from Jeremy Richards, and I'm kind of trying to think of some trucks to put it on, but I almost feel like it's going to look better on an older truck versus like some of these new guys. I just think it'll fit better. So I don't know. Do I and B&B Farm Toys got anything new coming out? So I don't. B&B Farm Toys certainly will. They've got those new pullers coming out, the New Hollands. Those are sweet. Those are in 16 scale though, unfortunately. Um, but I mean, I get that that's the popular scale for pullers and stuff like that. So I say unfortunately, just from my perspective, because I like 64 scale. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. There is some other stuff, but I don't know if I can say just yet. And I hate being like that. Like I hate saying that because obviously I just want to tell everybody everything. But you know, there's that. I'm certainly concerned, Malachi, about those fertilizer tanks because yeah, they could look iffy, but they could also look awesome. 8560 Dusty, I agree. That would be super cool. I'd love to see him do an 8560 Dusty tractor. Yeah, not Chaser. That'd be cool with me. Maybe make the Chaser just a regular green or something. What's up, King Wyatt? How are you doing? Oh, nice. I mean, I just love hearing about customs. I love seeing pictures of people's customs and their ideas and stuff. I mean, it's my favorite thing in the world, pretty much. Let's see what else does SpecCast have coming. SpecCast has a new Case IH planter coming, um, which I know is not super exciting considering we've got enough planters to choke a horse. I think, as my grandpa would have said. I don't even know what that means, but that's what he'd always say when you had too much of something. We're kind of that way with planters right now, and I get the irony of me just saying that you're getting excited over a John Deere 24-row planter, but or we haven't seen anything like that from Ertel, so I was pretty excited to hear that. Oh, let's see what else. I'm trying to think of what else SpecCast does have coming. Um, Gosh, I'm kind of blanking out a little bit. I am sure we'll see variations of the grain trucks and things like that, and probably eventually the fertilizer trucks too. Because they're going to try to get as much bang for their buck out of their casting dollars, their tooling dollars as possible, which I totally get. No, that sounds like a cool kind of kit bashing mashup there, Wyatt. That sounds pretty cool. Those Ertl trucks are not bad. I mean, like here's one. I mean, this Chevy is not a bad looking truck. Okay, it's got tinted windows, and I know a lot of people don't like that necessarily, um, and I would prefer the clear windows myself. But it's a pretty good base to do something with, um, especially you guys that are really creative and can dual this up and jack it up and lower it or whatever you guys are going to do to it. I think these are a really cool base truck. I mean, look at this. I'm hauling some seed sacks and some concrete blocks back here with a headache rack, and a little antenna, and a front bumper, and that's a pretty sweet truck. It's really neat. So I just need to write down a list of the new stuff that Erdelin's Backcast are coming and bring it with me to the live. That way, I'm not sitting here trying to think about it. Um, I get put on the spot and then I can't remember it. This is terrible. And, I remember the John Deere 8760 because I'm kind of excited about it. The same with the 8R. Um, just kind of excited about that. You need to design and make some Donahue implement trailers and gooseneck dump wagons. Not a bad idea, my friend. Not a bad idea at all. I have to look into that because I do agree. I would love a gooseneck dump trailer. That's definitely something that needs to be done. Greenlight brought out that one that is a bumper pull, but I mean, who is gonna haul tons and tons and tons on a bumper pull? Like, obviously, you want a gooseneck. So yeah, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Can't do a Dogtown farm tour today, but maybe this week I will try to do a video on how things are coming on Dogtown Farms. I've got a couple I got a couple prototypes over there on the farm that I'm taking some pictures for future articles, and unfortunately, I can't show you those yet. Oh, Jax might have some gooseneck dump. I'm interested. Oh, I'd love to see. I would love to see that white tractor. Yeah. So speaking of grain carts, we are getting some. We're getting some Unverferth 11. Are they 1120s? I believe. Blue or blue. Gosh darn. Green and red. And they're gonna have the big fat single tires on there. I don't know if I've got. I don't have an Unverferth wagon here. I don't have any wagon except for my Kinsey track wagons over there to show you guys. But they're gonna have those big like super single floaters on there. So those are gonna be pretty neat. That's a spec cast. You know, spec cast always kills it when it comes to green carts. I mean, they just they're make the best green cart in the business for sure. Oh, the Ertel Ram camo truck. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I agree. Tinted windows, they're definitely a no-no. They're a turn off for sure on a toy truck. But this is gonna be weird. This Ram's got clear cab windows, but actually, if you're looking at it kind of from an angle, especially above, it looks blacked out. You just kind of have to get down into it before you can really see in there too well. In fact, this back side window is very tinted. This looks like it's got some degree of tint on it, but I can still see through it if I kind of get down in there. Of course, the front is not tinted, and that's what sort of spoils that Chevy is having that front tinted. Yeah, let's see. What else can I show you guys? So I'm working on. I started putting together a list with the help of my buddies on Discord on the best tractors of 2022 or the best farm toys of 2022. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tractor. So I'm always interested in your opinion. We're going to have the Kinsey Mocktail on that list for sure. That was one of the certainly surprises and really good releases of the year. That came out actually Lafayette weekend. I was able to snag that. Somebody suggested, actually, it was my buddy Kyle, the Bobcat from Ertel, and I don't think that's a bad choice. Actually, I think that's a really neat selection there. I think for sure. Let's see, what else did we have on that list? We had well, the new Fendt Vario I think is on that list. Although I don't have one because the price at the last show of those Fendts were scary. I think is the best way to put that. And I just decided that I wasn't going to pay that much just to get a 5 minute review out of it, and then probably never need the tractor ever again. That's terrible, but it's true. I think the Dogtown fertilizer spreader is going to be, or fertilizer tender is going to be on that list, and I think also the Prestige John Deere tractors that came out. Oh gosh, that was probably around Lafayette as well, I imagine, give or take a little bit. Um, those are definitely on my short list for tractors of the year. The new Kinsey wagons, the 1051s, those came out. Those are definitely uh, something to watch for on the list. I think it would be cool. I would love to see sugar beet and potato equipment. I personally am not a sugar beet or potato farmer, but I'm all for, if they can make the tooling dollars work on that, I would love to see something like that. It would be amazing. We are getting a sugar cane harvester from Ertel this year, and that looks, or next year, 2023, that looks pretty excellent. I gotta say. We'll see when we get it in person, but there's quite a bit of die cast in that with some plastic details. I think they've done a nice job and found a nice balance there. We'll see though, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one to review. I mean, we don't have anything like that here. Let's get a couple of Steigers to look at. You got a Bearcat and a Turbo 2. Because technically a Turbo Tiger too, but of course from Ertel, these are pretty much the same tractor with different wheels and different decals, of course. But yeah, it is what it is. I like both these tractors. I want to customize them for myself, actually. Because these, I do not have either of these customized on my display, or on my shelf, so. Yeah, Steve, I kind of I'm getting that way myself. I've bought a lot less this last year, just because it just seems like honestly I've got so much, and it's almost starting to seem ridiculous, and I kind of need to start maybe unloading some of the new in the box stuff, or some of the stuff that I just not ever going to use on the display. Maybe some of the customs that don't mean so much to me or something. I'm not sure. Don't I'm obviously going to keep collecting probably the rest of my life, but I don't want to. I don't want to be cluttered either, because I think you can. For me, you can have too much. I can have too much. I'm not saying anybody else, but for myself, it definitely gets overwhelming sometimes. Now, I'd love to see a nice version of the F350 dually. I think that would be really cool. The 91, yeah, that would be super cool. I love that track, Steiger. I didn't think you had to ask that question. I mean, it's a Steiger, so I'm gonna like it. But then you put something unique on there like those tracks, and I mean, it's just super cool. Yeah, that's I really like that track, Steiger, a lot. What's up, NND? Trying to figure out what else to show you guys. So I've been kind of in building for Richmond mode. My goal is to have a pretty large number of implements over at Richmond, because last year I talked to a lot of people and that's what they said they were interested in. Now I have those and I won't sell a single one, but I've been working. Got some weatherproofers done. Got some Landau 850s done, which are the chisel plow that I make, disc chisel that I make, I guess I should say. It's kind of a finishing tool sort of thing. Then I got some John Deere 220 disc from the kit that I've had for years, and finally was able to kind of get it where I like it anyway, and make that. Gonna have some inline rippers and things of that nature, and who knows what else I'll get done between now and then. But that's what I'm working hard on. Hoping to have a huge show over there at Richmond. I just would really start off my 2023 right. So we'll see. Oh yeah, I would love an '01 or something in that era for sure. I would love to see a 2500 of that era. I have a 1500 myself of that era, so I know the 2500 will be a little different, but yeah, that'd be cool. Which I do have a 1500 of that era on my display. It's actually the same color as my truck, but it's a long bed, and my truck is a short bed. But I'll show you guys that one of these days. Yeah, we'll definitely have some tiling on Dogtown down the road for sure. Hey, what's up, Riley? How are things in Florida? Probably warmer than they are here. Which I can't complain. It's really not that bad here. It's middle of December and it's still pretty decent. So I'm not gonna complain. Like I'm gonna be working outside tomorrow. That's how nice it is outside. Um, Usually we're pretty well done outside this time of year, so we'll take it. Hot. Oh no. Your implements did the worst. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear. A Western Star semi truck. Kind of interesting. I'm almost, yeah. I mean, I'd like to see Ertel do. I'd like to see Ertel take their semi trucks and just like up them 5%. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but just like make them 5% better. And I think they'd have some pretty awesome trucks. Hey, speaking of trucks, let me go grab that. Let me go grab that truck I worked on. I think if you guys were on Discord, and I don't know if I showed this on Instagram or not. I don't remember. Anyway, so I was at Janesville, and I just was sitting across from Steve Barr, a buddy of mine, And this thing was just staring at me the whole show. And I told my wife, I said, well, if we have a decent show, I'm going to get one. Now, this was brand new and clean when I got it. I weathered it up. So I dull coated the hood and the top of the fenders. The sides I kind of left somewhat shiny because I was kind of thinking to myself that those maybe wouldn't have got direct sun on them or whatever. And then of course mud everywhere. So the idea is this is a township truck on the Dogtown Farms area, and the township is working on redoing a gravel road right now, and it's kind of muddy. So that's what I did. I also used a new product on here, new to me, called Vallejo Thick Mud. And you can, I don't know how well it shows up here on this, but on some of the pictures I took, it's great. You can see it up in the fenders there, um, on the wheels, things like that. It really does just add a little something to this truck, I think. It looks super cool. Anyway, I'm really happy with that turned out. Um, I'm not a particularly great weatherer, I don't think, but every once in a while I'll get one and I really enjoy it. And I think this one I really, really like the way that turned out. Do I know anyone who does or has done older style custom IH combines? Landon Woodruff might be your guy for that. So he's been doing some older combines and they're looking pretty awesome. Greenlight could milk those people out of money with those trucks and 4 different front end variations, 3 different beds. Yeah, yeah, you're right. A turf farm display, that'd be cool. There's a turf farm about an hour south of us, and that's always kind of neat to see them doing their thing. An Ertel Western Star dump truck, that'd be cool. Come out with a Chevy. Okay, huh? I guess nobody does have one of those, do they? Uh, you either got to look for them or make them. That's how you get 64 scale farm toys like I do. Just depends on what you're after, of course. You can really help yourself out if you can go to a farm toy show because you never know what you're going to see there. Just kind of open you up to what's possible out there. As far as like a truck like this, I customized it myself. I mean, the only thing I did to this was weather it, and I do have some videos on weathering. Um, how do I make them? I have some videos on some tips for customizing and things like that. You might want to check it out. Also, another great resource if you want to do trucks and things like that is Eric Hazelhorse at Rockin' H, and he's on YouTube and he's got a lot of how-to videos and things like that. So it's really cool. No, I agree that diecast nothing compares to diecast. I agree 100%. I would rather have a diecast truck than a 3D printed truck, and I like oh gosh, I don't even know how to say this, but I just feel like that Greenlight will do a better job of finishing a vehicle than I will, than finishing a truck than I will. Like, the little detail parts, the lights, the cab lights, the handles and stuff like that. I just feel like there's no substitute for that level of finish that they can do, especially for cheap. Well, Landon's on our Discord server. Is Landon on Instagram? I think he is. I may have to look into that and get back to you though. Ooh, I like the idea of the back end of the bed to look like asphalt. That's a cool idea. That's super cool. Ooh, yeah, prices of equipment in general is crazy right now, but oh, see you later, Wyatt. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Uh, but yeah, especially like this new batch that's out. And then if you want one of those new uh, Fent sprayers that SpecCast just brought out, woo, might have to go to the loan for the loan at the bank to get that. LRW9460R underscore custom underscore farm toys is Landon's Instagram. So check that out. Landon's super talented young guy. Really liking some of the classic combines that he's been doing lately. Kind of want him to build me one, but I also don't want to bother him because I know he's got a bunch to do. Aha, thanks for the Discord link, Kyle. Yeah, please, anybody, feel free to join up the Discord. The only thing um, the only thing I ask is if you join the Discord link is just keep everything positive, keep no swearing or anything like that. Keep politics out of it, because we're just here for farm toys and trucks and things like that, and everybody over there has an awesome time. There's some great talent there. Feel free to share no matter what your talent level is. I promise you there's all talent levels over there, and we all enjoy seeing what everybody's doing. So like I said, please feel free to join the Discord channel. We would love to have you over there, and it's just a fun community of guys that are into building farm toys, construction toys, trucks, of all different kinds of persuasion. So feel free to join up and have fun. Yeah, right, Steve. Right. Yeah, you're a beginner. Uh-huh. But we did let Steve in, even though he's from Ohio. We were like, okay, all right, we can't discriminate. Working on a display. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. You should hop over to the Discord channel and go to the display area and share that with us. We would love to see it. I guarantee you. Where do I get my green light trucks? So you can find green lights. I get them mostly at farm toy shows. Yeah, that's just, but I go to, 10, 11, 12 farm toy shows a year. So I have, quite a bit of exposure to that. You can find green light stuff at Hobby Lobby. And somebody even told me they saw some at Walmart one time. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, that's pretty much available to everybody. If not, heck, head over to eBay. And there's tons and tons and tons of green light over there. Or we do have some on our website, by the way. Not a lot. I don't deal a whole lot in green light just because it's overwhelming and I can't keep up with it, and I have trouble keeping up with everything else I'm doing. I love the Discord. I don't always get a chat over there. But yeah, Kyle, it's amazing. Like it makes my day when everybody's posting pictures of their builds and their displays and all that. Like it's awesome. And I think that was your idea to start that, if I remember correctly. Um, I'm glad we did. Ertel should make a second gen Dodge. I'd love to see a second gen Dodge. I'm just kind of waiting. I want these first gens to come out that we've been promised from Greenlight Forever. I think some of them have finally hit, but that was kind of a debacle, and I can't really get into it. But the backstory behind that. But wow, that was a bit of a mess. What's a good tractor to start customizing with? I got like one of the Ertel 4440s, or why is it I should start off with new wheels and tires? So I always say to start with new wheels and tires just because it's easy. That's a straightforward way just to get your hands on a tractor and get to making something. But with that said, you can watch my video on making handrails, and all you need to make handrails are straight pins, paper clips, something along those lines. So very inexpensive to do that. Um, there are a lot of little custom things you can do to a tractor like that. I do wish we could post pics in the YouTube chat. I think that would be really neat. I kind of get why they don't, because I think there could be there's those people out there that troll and could do some not safe for young people things. Um, and I could see that being a problem in a YouTube chat where, like, over on Discord, we can moderate that pretty heavily and avoid that sort of thing. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But I do wish it would be. I mean, how cool would it be right now if you guys could post pictures of your displays while we're chatting here and everybody can see those and all that? That would be so cool. All right, Bo. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good seeing you. Good seeing you at the show there. Oh gosh, been a month ago now. But yeah, good talking to you as always. Yeah, Ertel did do a second gym, but that was a long time ago, right? I don't know if I got it. I always wanted one of the red ones. Is it like red and it does have like white or silver stripes to it? And then there was a blue one that had white stripes to it. Always wanted one of those and never could come across one. Yeah, yeah, and Ducky, I think you're, yeah, because like I said, there's some interesting people out there. Weed eater, oh, Ertl forklift, that's a great idea. Yeah, we definitely need some. Oh, how cool would that be? I need your 100% honest opinion. What's a reasonable price for my finished 164 scale mill? Is over $15 too much? No, no, it's not too much. Especially how that looks and it's finished. So you're doing all sorts of detail painting, stuff like that. Absolutely not. $15 is not too much. All right, thanks, Steve. Hope to see you. Hope to see you before too long. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. Yeah, oh man, would I love a forklift in 64 scale? How cool would that be? Yeah, yeah. That's like I mean, that almost sounds silly, but that's kind of a dream toy for me. Is a 64 scale forklift. Hey, what's up, Todd? Hey, I'm hanging in there. I'm here doing a live. I can't complain. Um, yeah, I'm hanging in there. In fact, Kyle, you should make one. You would knock that thing out of the park. I mean, if your Bobcats are any example of what you can do, yeah. I got to tell you a quick story too. I won't say who it was, but so after National, I was at a get together with friends at one of their houses, and somebody says to me that saw your mini excavator boom. They said, "Okay, who is that kid?" And how is he that good? And so I said, I told him who you were, and I said, yeah, he's that good. And anyway, everybody was just amazed by your mini excavator arm that got to see that you showed it to, and they were like, holy cow, that guy, he's they're impressed. So I just more people than just Taylor, more people than just Taylor. Do I have an F-350 dump truck? I don't. I think I only have these Ram dump trucks, but I'm not gonna swear to it. Oh, thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, just when don't rush around to finish it. But yeah, I mean, if you ever get a chance to finish that up, I'm just saying that there were people in this hobby that I've looked up to for a long time that said, "Holy cow, that's incredible." So, they, it's a huge compliment when some of these guys. I'll text you. I'll text you who they are. I just don't want to say it publicly. But it's a huge compliment when guys like that are impressed by your work. You're doing something. Yeah, I don't think you were technically showing it to this guy, but he was around my table when you were showing it. I think is how it worked. I I am working on an F-350 service truck. How about that? I actually got two Greenlight F-350s tore apart right now, and they'll have my one of them will have my welding service bed, and the other I've been trying to come up with or been trying to work on like a service bed for an F-350 or a Ram 3500 HD, something like that. Like they use at the local dealerships, where I don't have to go to like a big 2-ton truck necessarily, but I can still have a nice HD truck with a nice tool bed on it. So I'm kind of working on a tool bed for that. We'll see. Um, I've got too many plates in the air right now, too many things going on, and I just need to kind of sit down and focus. Which I'm going to be honest, since national and slightly before national, I've been really good at focusing on getting some projects done. So I'm kind of proud of myself because if you see my display, if you see my workbench, things are a little nutty, and that's kind of, I don't know. That's just kind of how it is in my head. I've always got 10 things going on. But I've been excellent at sitting down and knocking out projects. So I'm really proud of myself, and I hope to continue that through the new year. So, ooh, a drop axle on a dump truck. That's cool. Went to a show yesterday. A guy had a custom Oliver 2655. He had 60 on. I found one at the same time, 2655, in one of his bins for 30. Why would that be? I just wonder what he did custom to it. I mean, I guess, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. A stock 2655 Oliver. That's a $30 tractor all day. So yeah, unless he changed out wheels and tires or something, or did steerable front axle or something. I don't know why the $60 price tag, but yeah, I gotcha. They were both C and D. Oh, interesting. Okay, they were both C and D. I should have kept reading. Both C and D models kits. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the one that he had up at $60, maybe he had a better finish on it, or he was just happier with how that turned out. I'm not sure. Good question. Do I have those water tanks on my website? I've got some on my website. I'll look after the chat. I'll look and see what's up there because we're printing some as we speak. We're trying to get kind of caught up and get more tanks up on the website and all of that. So they were identical to each other. Huh. Hey, what's up, John? How's it going? Oh, thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Like I said, I don't like to toot my own horn or brag too much, but I do really like that. I do not have any of those Motormax F250s. Actually, Bo, who was here earlier, was showing me his. Was it? I think it was the Ford that he had on his display up at Dubuque, and man, they're cool, but yeah, they're pricey. Shed is coming along pretty decent. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys in the shed. It's a little full right now, but it is wintertime. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in the shed right this second. I do so up under the loft. There's a bunch of metal fabrication tools and things like that. I do need to do some work um, back there and in a couple other spots. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool, Dave. Yeah, to have an old school like Chevy C65 or C70. I guess it'd be a C70 probably. That that'd be pretty cool. What if I got one of those sitting here? No, I don't. I guess I'll have to grab some of those later. I do need to bring some of those in. Uh, we're still, somewhat loaded from the last show we went to last week. So, in the van, I haven't brought everything in. I just brought the customs and the resin stuff in, so that wasn't sitting out in the weather, in the cold. But oh, the 3D printed sheds. Oh, I got those. Well, those are packed in the van for the toy show. Uh, for the next toy show. Otherwise, I'd show you some of those. I'm still working on a couple things with those, so I mean, they're not necessarily in their final form yet, but we're gonna have a roof that will pull off of those, things like that. So once you paint tractors, how do you get decals for them? So you've got some options. You've got Bose and Implement. You can get decals from them. A guy named Jeff Borth. You can reach out to him on Facebook. He makes decals. There's also a place called Circus City Decals. You can find them. I think they're on Instagram and Facebook. So that's another place where you can get some decals. And then if you're, if you're handy or whatever, you can make your own. I have made my own in the past, but I didn't care for them, so I kind of haven't done that for a long time. Has anyone ever dropped metal farm toys on your foot? Oh yeah, oh yeah, I definitely have. You bet. The China F-250s, yeah. Oh yeah, thanks. It'll look even better once I get them painted up. These are from J. Roach and Dirtworks Customs, so I can't take a lot of credit for those, but I am gonna paint them up and detail them out and all that sort of thing, so they look super cool. Who knows? Maybe Dogtown will go into the tile plow business. Maybe we'll have a few sitting around. Let's see. What else I got hanging around here I could show you guys? I don't know. That's a good question on those whites. I have not tried to do that conversion, but it's probably possible theoretically. Anything's possible if you want to get crazy enough and do it. Yeah, maybe that's an interesting thought. How many pullers are in my collection? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I think I'm up to about 25 pullers, I think, give or take. Where can I get a 164 scale custom kit for an Ertel 9510? Maybe Morris Farm Toys? Might try them out. They might have something like that still. They used to do kits for those, so they may still have some around. Be worth a shot anyway. With the 9610s coming out from Ertel, there's something new that Ertel's bringing out next year. 9610 Clear Cab, going to be out next year. Looks pretty decent. A 3D printed kit would be pretty sweet for one of those. Might be worth looking into designing myself. I don't know. Yeah, Shapeways is a good place. I mean, Shapeways can be expensive depending on what you're dealing with, I guess, but what you're getting. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on Shapeways. I get stuff from there a couple times a year usually. Grand Forks, Minnesota. I'm never gonna say never. Um, you never know. Um, it would. What do you know when that show is? It would be tricky. That's a long way to go for a toy show that you hope you can make some money at. But like I said, I'll never say never because it could happen. You never know. Landon said he plans to get a kit designed for the 9610. Perfect. I can just get one from him. How many older four-wheel drives do I have on the farm? Okay, good question there. Um, Actually, I don't have a ton of older ones right now. Got this old Alice sitting over here. I've got the Steiger sitting back there, the old barn series. Um, Steiger. Let's see. If you go over to Dogtown Farms, and I'm sorry, I apologize, I can't show you that. Like I said, there's some stuff there that I can't show just yet. Um, I've got a 9190 Case IH in the shop, and then I'm running mostly newer quad tracks over there. So, not a ton of older four wheel drives on the farm, but that's always subject to change. Hey, what's up, Chris? I would love to see some 64 scale forestry stuff. I think that'd be great. Do you think there's a market for nice older IH planters and higher detail balers than Ertel? Yes, I do. Um, just simple answer. I believe so. How do you get a Bobcat front loader like mine? This is from Ertel. If you want one of those, otherwise hit up Kyle, newmakermanufacturing.net, newmakermfg.net. He's got this guy, and then he's got a bigger one that I actually took back over to my shelf to put some decals on, or over to my workbench to put some decals on. You can see this one kind of weathered him up a little bit. So he looks old, and yeah, I love that. Kyle does awesome bobcatting. So if you're interested in one, might hit him up, or like I said, otherwise you can get one from Ertel. Yeah, forestry equipment is something I'm a little surprised we haven't seen some from Ertel. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe there's just not that much of a market for it. But I feel like there's at least a little bit of a market for it. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I think we should see some John Deere construction equipment from Ertel, but I guess Ertel disagrees. Or at least in 64 scale, they disagree. But I personally would love to do that. Who makes a good Oliver combine? Oh, I don't even know who makes an Oliver combine off the top of my head. Hmm. Hmm. Any help with that, guys? Anybody know anybody out there making Olivers? I mean, that maybe would be a Tim Holker situation, but he's more just straight gleaner guy, so I don't know that he's gotten into Oliver as far as those go. That's a great question, though. It would be cool to see some Oliver combines. Eli, you might just have to make some of those. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, Tim is kind of my only, like the only thing that comes to mind on that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I still got the blue Chevy and the Ram both. Oh yeah, they're over on the farm portion of Dogtown. Yeah, both of those trucks will probably forever be on the display. They're neat. They'll be around somewhere forever. Yeah, that mini bob is cool. That's like I said, that's a Kyle Noonmaker outfit there, and I mean it's just cool. I love it. The bigger one he did is awesome too. Like I said, I just got to put some decals on it, and it's ready for prime time. So yeah, we'll see. Minneapolis Moline Combine. I would too. I do not have a pull-in truck, and I almost bought a pull-in truck kit last weekend from Dirtworks Customs at the show. Almost. And I kind of wish I had because I do not have a single pull-in truck on hand, and I should probably get one. There any updates on Dogtown? So, no, but is the answer on that. I'm hoping this week to shoot a video on what's happening on Dogtown. I've done a little work on a few places, um, kind of around the stream and all that. So I'm trying to keep that or get that looking good. So hopefully later this week I will have something. White 9700 Harvest Boss. That'd be. I mean, yeah, that'd be sweet. I would love to see. I don't know. I just love to see some white four wheel drives. I mean, Ertl obviously has that one that they brought out. It's nice, but I mean, gosh, let SpecCast do it. I shouldn't say that, but because Ertl, I give Ertl a hard time, but man, they've been doing awesome lately. So their new stuff that they showed this year at National was pretty good stuff, pretty impressive stuff. So all right, guys, I've been at this an hour. I'm actually gonna have to wrap it up. I've still got to pack stuff to ship, and I don't know. Got a handful of other things I got to get done here tonight. So anyway, if you got any more questions though, fire away here real quick. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna need to take off here in a few minutes. So trying to finish the white 4270. Yeah, that's cool. Really cool. Yeah, I know it. I keep thinking SpecCast will surprise us someday with some Landall or something, but no luck yet. Ooh, what am I most excited about that was announced at National 64th wise? That's a really good question. I really like that 8760. Like I know it's just the 8960 re-decal, but man, I like the 8960 so much. I think that 8760 is going to be an incredible little tractor to have, and plus, hopefully they'll be um, cheap enough where I can rob tires off of them and stick new tires on them. Because I'll tell you what, the 8960s look awesome with new tires on them, and the tires they came with look great. So yeah, I don't know. That's I really like the toy tractor times 4-wheel drive tractor they just did. I think that's pretty sweet. Um, ever heard of TYE? I have not actually. The applicator is super cool, for sure. I think the new 8RX with the planter, I think that's super cool. I think they did a great job there. Yeah, like I said, Ertel did some pretty awesome work. The new 6030. I don't know if you guys, that one kind of slipped under a lot of people's radar. Not that it's high detail or anything, but it's the long stripe, which is the later version of the 6030, and it has row crop fenders, which I don't think we've ever gotten a 6030 with row crop fenders before in 64th that I can think of. I was trying to look back and certainly looking through my 6030s and didn't see any. So yeah, I don't know. That's cool. What item were you hoping for that wasn't announced? Hmm. Oh, that's a great question. I was really hoping, which I guess this is a little after national, but now that we know that the next Prestige Select is going to be an 8850, I was kind of hoping for a Prestige Select 8850, 64th as well. Um, that would have been so cool. The people who made Rome's made it. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, you do have a 60. Oh, I'll be darned. Okay. I guess I just missed the 6030 with row crop vendors at somewhere along the way because I've kind of always wanted one. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, so we've got the new one and the new one coming out, and it's got the long stripe, the long late model stripe. So that's super cool. I think. Yeah, farm toys are not cheap. That's kind of where we're at, unfortunately. You know what was a big, I not Ertl Speccast. What was I don't want to say disappointing to me because I'm still excited about it. And I'd heard rumors that the MTS tractor was coming, and I just kind of had my fingers crossed that we'd see a 64 scale version of that too. So obviously we're getting it in 1/50th, and it's pretty incredible looking. But I think the biggest disappointment for me because I knew the 1/50th was gonna probably debut at National, and I was hoping they'd surprise us with a 64 too. So that's probably my biggest disappointment, if you will. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get on too hard, but yeah, I was slightly surprised to not see a certain grain cart as well launched at National, actually. So let's just keep our fingers crossed for summer show. I think that's a good question, Hummel, and I just think I think you should collect what strikes your eye, whether it's custom or new in the box. Um, and I think if I could go back and give some advice to my younger self, I would say have a more focused collection. Because I have my collection's a little bit all over the place, and now that I'm running out of room, I wish it was a little more focused. So yeah, that's kind of my advice. Okay, that's awesome, Tad. Yeah, appreciate that. Do I have an S680 with mirrors? I do not have an S680 with mirrors on hand. Do you think it's possible to start a farm toy company with today's competition? If you got enough money, you can do anything. Um, yeah, that's kind of my answer to that. The problem the problem someone starting out new, like from scratch with a farm toy company, you're going to run into is licensing because the big companies, Ertel and Speccast, they have a lot of their licensing tied up for the foreseeable future. Like, nobody is going to make anything John Deere unless it's Ertel for the most part. There may be an exception or two out there, but um, for the most part, no one's going to make anything like that. Agco is pretty well tied up with Speccast. And then Case IH also fairly tied up with Ertel, although obviously we see Speccast doing or have in the past done some Farmall and older international stuff. So the licensing is going to be the tricky thing. I think if someone were going to start a farm toy company, um, I think the avenue to do that would be to go with the short line equipment manufacturer. So let's say someone approached Landau and started popping off Landau equipment. I think that's possible. Yeah, so yeah, green light move for sure. I think is probably the only, yeah, no branding, probably the only way you can really do it right now. Um, I don't know. It's you can maybe go into a scale that nobody else does. If you did like 150, I'm gonna make 150 scale tractors or 187 scale tractors. Maybe there's room there to do license. But hey, Jared, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing okay. It would be neat to see a challenger version of the Fent. Agreed. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I know several years ago, there was a company, a smaller toy company that was trying to do some Challenger stuff and some Lexion stuff. Um, Basically got rejected by the big companies because a lot of the big companies have first right to do something, and so you know that would be that. There would be a big market in 187th, and I've seriously kicked around the idea of doing it, of jumping into that market, but it's a whole new crowd, and that I'm not embedded with, if you will, and it's a whole new set of shows that you would need to go to. It would be a pretty daunting task, even though I have a lot of things drawn up in 187 or 164 scale. I just would have to scale them and then do a little bit of tweaking to make sure they could print correctly or whatever. But yeah, there's I think some serious potential to do farm stuff in 187 scale. But like I said, it would be a daunting task for someone like me to try to jump into that. But it's not that I haven't thought about it because I have. Oh, cool! Starting a new display. That's sweet. I'm glad to hear that. So, yeah, kind of look around. Um, Ertel, if you go to Ertel or Speccast Facebook page or Instagram, they'll tell you some of the new stuff that's coming in general. Um, some of the dealers' websites will have some of the new stuff as well that's coming out eventually. And then other than that, the Toy Farmer. I mean, I write for the Toy Farmer. We're a little behind because of the way publishing works. But I try to keep everybody up to date on the new stuff that's coming out if I can. And then I know the other writers do as well in there. So, do I have any light poles on site? I don't right now, actually. Um, I got cleaned out at Janesville of all my lights and telephone poles that I've kind of been making. So I guess I got to come up with some new ones. I gotta make some more. Yeah, you'd have to make a lot of your own Oliver equipment, but you know what? That would be really neat. That would be cool and unique. Do you have any diorama suggestions? Absolutely. I think for me, the way to start a diorama or improve an existing diorama is to go out and look at real farms, look at co-ops or whatever it is you're trying to model on your farm, whether it's a field or a farmstead or something like that. Yeah, go out and put your eyes on it and kind of make notes or even take pictures as long as you're not trespassing of things on the farm. Little details like what's it look like around the buildings? Is there grass growing up? Is it well trimmed? Things like that. Um, Also, Google Earth is a really great resource for modeling farms, model farms, if you will. So, um, keep that in mind. I mean, I will. I admit I'm a little weird, but I just for fun will go on Google Earth and look at farms and look at co-ops and grain operations and things like that. So that's certainly um, a tool that you can use for researching, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So what's nice about that? Okay, I'll see what I can do, Jared. I might be able to get you some by then. I'll try my best. I have an old 32nd 1/16 scale barn that is a foot and a half by 3 feet. Should I bring it to Richmond to sell? I mean, somebody may buy it. I'm not gonna say yeah, bring that, but you never know. Um, yeah, it's possible. Will anyone release a new 164 scale series Big Bud like the HN? I would love to see that. I'd love to see an HN Big Bud. I don't know. Big Bud's kind of interesting because boy, they hit it hard for a while, and then they've kind of disappeared. They did re-release the 747s a couple times now, um, but yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but I would love to see it. And there are certainly other Big Bud models out there that could be made. I think it's something probably Spec Cast would do, or DCP, somebody like that. Um, but yeah, that would be interesting, and I'd personally love to see it. All right, guys. Well, it's quarter after 4. I better get going because it's getting darker by the minute, and like I said, I still gotta unload some stuff and things of that nature. So need to get that taken care of before it gets too dark here. But I appreciate you spending some Sunday with me. Have a diecast kid picked up at nationals. Send you a picture on Insta. Okay, yeah, send me a picture. I love pictures. Always. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for coming out and spending some of your Sunday with me. Really appreciate it, guys. It means the world. Um, if I don't get to talk to you guys, I'm going to do another live before Christmas. But if I don't, or if you don't get to make it to that live, guys, have a Merry Christmas. Hope it's good for you and all that. Got an old Ertel dealership doing small acreage farm like a grill. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm really at the point where I'm digging the small acreage displays. I don't know why, but that's just kind of in my wheelhouse right now. It's what I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying seeing. Not that I don't enjoy big farms too. I do, but really liking the small farms. So very cool. So all right, talk to y'all later, guys. I'm gonna have to get the heck out of here. Thanks for joining me though. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We're almost at 2 million viewers on this website. Can you believe that? 2 million viewers. That's oh blows my mind. Or 2 million views, I guess I should say. It's incredible, and it's all because of you guys. And I mean, I'm seriously appreciative of it. So thank you all